And one oversight, improperly so, in my little overture to this highlight show is the fact that Bruce Chen tonight became a 10-game winner for the first time in his Major League career, and for the first time anywhere since he was in double figures in 1997 in A-ball. A much-traveled left-handed veteran last year broke in with the Orioles when he got a call up in August and pitched 7 shutout innings against the A's here at the Coliseum. Apparently he likes this venue because all he gave up tonight in his 6 2/3 innings was a home run to Mark Kotsay and just 4 hits in picking up the win to go 10-6. But taking it from the top here tonight, Blanton gave up hits in every one of the innings he worked through the first 6, but still managed to make pitches in every instance but one that got him out of jams. And I might add, too, as a sidebar note, that Rafael Palmeiro was in the lineup as DH, received a full round of boos every time he was up in his 4 at-bats, but also contributed, scoring the first run, getting 2 hits for the night. In the second inning, the Orioles made an early big threat against Blanton, but Joe was able to get out of it after giving up a single to Lopez. He struck out 2, but yielded a single to Jay Gibbons. And then when he walked Matos, there was really trouble afoot with Brian Roberts having a great season at the plate. Bases are full. Lopez at third. Gibbons at second. Matos at first. Swing and a miss. Down and in breaking ball. And Roberts strikes out and then pauses to talk to umpire Marty Foster, I'm sure, about that second strike. Blanton escapes with the bases loaded in the second. A's coming up bottom half, 0-0. So that's one crisis surmounted. Palmeiro, though, led off the 4th inning and started trouble there. Palmeiro lined a double down the left field line that rolled on into the corner and got the Orioles in a situation with nobody out, where Sammy Sosa, who was struggling in a nosedive at the plate, came in after going 2 for his previous 30.
Blanton's pitch is swung on and stroked to right center up the alley. That's a base hit. Cut off in the alley by Kelsey, but Palmeiro will score easily. And the 2 members of the 500 club combined, a double by Palmeiro, a single to right center by Sammy Sosa, and it's 1-0 Baltimore.
Blanton then got out of the inning with a double play and retired the next man up and made it a 1-run inning. In the bottom of the 4th, the A's got something going against Chen. Kotsay was to have 3 hits tonight, singled, and with 1 out, Chavez was at the plate.
And the 1-2 pitch once again to Chavez on the way. Breaking ball hammered to left center, base hit. Kotsay goes to second. The ball cut off by the center fielder Matos. Kotsay rounding second, going to third on a solid single to left center by Chavez. And the A's have things set up first and third and 1 away.
And it looked like it couldn't get much better than that when Dan Johnson drew a base on balls, as Kotsay, however, had been retired on a play by back to the mound and throw to the plate on the four-side end of the inning. But I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit here. With Chavez's single putting runners at first and third, he stole second while Johnson was batting, and the walk loaded the bases. But Payton flied out to Eric Burns in the bullpen in left field, and Kotsay elected not to try to score, so that was out number 2. And then Hatterberg hit a hard comebacker to the mound that Chen knocked down, and he flipped to the plate to force out Kotsay, and the A's came up with nothing. In the Baltimore 5th, Tejada was up with a chance to do big damage with runners at first and third, and Blanton again pitching to stay out of more difficulty. The outside target, the pitch swung on, grounded short. Crosby has it, second for 1, turn to first, double play, and Blanton got just what he needed. The threat dies, nothing in the 85th for the Orioles, and a much-teased Miguel Tejada stands down the right field line, hands-on hits after grounding into that swing killing. Bottom of the 5th coming up, 1-0 Baltimore. And that was Miguel's 20th ground into double play for the year. Chen had things his own way, a 3-hit shutout through 5 innings, facing Mark Kotsay to open the 6th. Swing, there's a high, deep drive to right field. Down toward the corner, Sosa's back, watching. Gone! A game-tying home run by Mark Kotsay. Leading off in the A's half of the 6th inning. Kotsay blasts his 11th of the year. We have a 1-1 game. Today, Watasic took over the A's pitching in the 7th, and one of those things that can lead to difficulties occurred as he walked the dangerous Brian Roberts to start the inning on a 3-2 pitch. Roberts stole second base, but Burns fouled out. And so with, I said lead off to Roberts. There was one out after Matos had started the inning with a fly ball out. So when Roberts stole second base and Burns fouled out, there were 2 away, and we still had a 1-1 ball game, and the pivotal at bat by Mora.
The 2-2 delivery, and Mora hits a ground ball to the hole. It was left. Chavez sprawling, gets up, throws on a hot dugout by Johnson, but he's not on the bag, and Roberts comes all the way around from second to score, and the Orioles take a 2-1 lead. And here comes Ken Maka. Brian Roberts didn't stop running with 2 away. And Mora is safe at first, and Maka is livid.
Johnson had to sort of cradle the ball as it came up off the bounce. And as it turned out, the replay showed that though he pulled his left foot off the bag initially, he put the right heel back to the bag and made contact before Mora hit the bag, but Guccione apparently didn't see it. So the lead went to the Orioles, and Miguel Tejada made it even more damaging.
The 2-2. Breaking ball driven to right center field. Long run. Kelty's not going to get it, and that goes to the wall. Mora turning at second, going to third, rounding third, and there'll be no throw to the plate on a double to right center by Tejada, and the Orioles have taken a 3-1 lead. And now that play at first really stings.
And a very displeased fan base letting Guccione hear it even more after Lopez at bat.
Here it is. Swung on. A drive to left center for a base hit. Tejada around third. Kotsay up with the ball. Tejada scores without a throw on a single to left center by Javi Lopez. And as was the case last night, a big 7th inning for Baltimore. And now they've taken a 4-1 lead.
And a hanging breaking ball that time.
And the second hit tonight for Javi Lopez.
Joe Kennedy came on to get the final out, retiring Palmeiro. In fact, he faced 7, retired 7 through the 9th inning, hoping the A's somehow could find a way to break through. And it looked like it might be happening against Jorge Julio in the 8th inning after Chen went the first 6 2/3. Ellis drew a walk to start the inning, went to second on Kendall's infield out, giving Mark Kotsay a shot.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Kotsay line drive center field base hit. Ellis around third, and he will score on a shot into center for a base hit by Kotsay, and now it's a 4-2 ball game.
Crosby jumped on the first pitch and bounced to short for a 6-4 force out, beating the relay to first. And with 2 out, Tim Burdack, a left-hander, came in to face Chavez, who then would be followed by Dan Johnson, a pair of left-handed batters. Xavi drew a base on balls, and now the A's had that situation that they coveted, bases loaded, and Dan Johnson at the plate, but he fouled out to the catcher on the first pitch, and the A's threat died, leaving them still 2 runs shy. In the bottom of the 9th, closer B.J. Ryan came on. Jay Payton greeted him with a single to left, and with 1 out, Bobby Kelty broke a long stretch of frustration, 0 for 19 with a single to left, first and second. Ellis drew a base on balls, loading him up. And now the situation was becoming dire for Ryan as Jason Kendall was the hitter. Swing and a hard hit ball. Tejada knocks it down, can't pick it up. Everybody's safe. A run scores. 4-3. A low, sharp liner. Tejada flagged it down for an instant, toppled backward, and the ball spurted out of his glove. Payton is in with a run. Tying run at third is Kelty, and the possible winner at second is Ellis. Kotsay had 3 hits in the previous 3 at-bats, then flied out to left, but not deep enough for Kelty to risk the tag up and trying to score. Burns' throw to the plate was strong, and it turned out to be a good decision. But in the end, Ryan had the best of it. He's one of the highest strikeout ratio pitcher of all the closers in the American League. And with Bobby Crosby up, he got 2 quick strikes. Crosby fouled off a couple before the decider. Ryan is ready and deals. Strike 3 call, outside corner fastball, and the Orioles win the ball game The A's end the night with the bases loaded, 1 run shy, and they lose a series for the second consecutive time after winning 17 of the previous 18. Final score as the A's get just 1 in the ninth. Baltimore 4 and the Athletics 3. But the big figure that looms over this homestand of 3-5 right now is just 22 runs in 8 games, and a lot of the guys having their struggles, and that will happen. And of course, you have to remember that up and down the lineup there was such tremendous production for so long, you're going to have one of those dips. But right now, on the homestand, Kendall 7 for 33, even with that hit in the ninth inning tonight. Crosby 7 for 30, Hatterberg 1 for 14, Kelty 1 for 22, 2 for 22 now, and Payton 5 for 21. But the next day comes quickly, and the A's have to put this one behind them as Herron faces Cabrera tomorrow at 12:35 with broadcast time. Marty Laurie's right off the bat at 11, 11:45 expanded pregame, and the warm-up at 12:15. Again, the final score: the A's trying to salvage one tomorrow after losing tonight to the Orioles 4-3, and that's your A's wrap-up for tonight.